Premier League, La Liga, and a host of others. But this evening, we're looking forward to a single Europa League clash that's supposed to take place. It is the round of 32, and we'll be looking at that. So on the phone line now is the coach for the under-20 national team, and assistant coach to be precise, Coach Fatau Salifu, Kyoyo as he is affectionately called. Good afternoon to you, Coach, and thank you very much for your time.
Good afternoon, Huma, and good afternoon to your listeners.
Okay, so this is the first time we are speaking after your appointment as coach. I have congratulated you off radio, but let me say congratulations once again.
Thank you very much, my sister.
All right. Okay, so before we even talk about national team duties, I want us to look at how you are faring at Swedru All Blacks. How has it been for you? You've stayed in the region for a very long time. You've coached at the lower, tier side. You've done Division 1. You are so passionate about juvenile and youth development. How challenging has it been for you moving from your comfort zone, the Upper East region, to a different region to do Division 1 football?
I think the second of challenge, I think that for now I cannot complain of any challenge because just like you said, already I've gotten the experience in the Division 1 team. The difference here is just the language. That's the only thing I can say, but for challenges I think I'm familiar to the Division 1, so for now I think it's cool.
That's nice to know. And how is your team faring?
Yeah, I think we are doing so well at the moment. We're lying 7th on the league table. Out of, I think, this is the 9th week. So I'm sure we're going to pick up in the second half. But for now, it's cool.
All right.
The points difference is no more. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So, when the news came that you were appointed into a national team, it didn't really matter which of the national teams. A lot of people thought that it was going to serve as great motivation for most of the coaches here and even the players, because it got to a point that it almost looked impossible for coaches or even players to make it into the national team. How did the news get to you? And when you realized, you got the news that you were appointed into a national team as a coach, how did you receive it? And how do you intend to use that office to influence the activities of football in the region?
I think that the news for me, it came online before I even got a call from the technical director of the Ghana Football Association. And I think when I got the news, I wasn't surprised. It is something that I was looking onto. I know very well that we've produced a lot of players from this region. We've done so well in uplifting the name of football in the region. And talking of sharing the national cake, well, I'm very sure that at least one of us was supposed to get a chance to coach in the national level. So giving me that, I think that for me, I think that I wasn't very surprised. It's something I was already expecting. Knowing very well that there are a lot of coaches in the region who deserve better opportunities too. Apart from that, I think that now is going to serve my colleagues that we should all be serious. We're thinking that it is difficult to come out from here and get a chance to coach in the national level. But we are able to produce some few players to also play in the national level. So it's possible for we the coaches to also get there. So I think that I'm going to work hard to make sure that the team that I'm going to be involved in will do very well, so that they will know that there are a lot of coaches in the region that can also do better. So I'm going there to serve the region.
Well, you have had meetings, I'm sure, as coaches that have been appointed to coach the under-20. Have you? Are there any programs that are lined up for you from now on to the end of the year?
Yeah, I think that we met under-20 technical team. We met. Apart from that, all the national team coaches also met, and we're given. A few of us were selected to scout for the national team, various national teams. Doesn't matter, under-20, under-17, under-23, local Black Star, and the Black Star itself. We're asked. I think 7 of us were asked to go out there and scout players for the team. I am part of those asked to go out and scout. So the moment I'm on that assignment, I'm down here just because of that. I am currently coaching the Swedru All Blacks, but because of the assignment, I have to leave them, come down here and do some scouting. I watched Paga Crocodile last week. I also watched some 2 matches in Tamale. As we are speaking, I'm just on my way back to Tamale to watch some matches tomorrow, so that I can get some few players that I will recommend to the various national teams, under 17, under 20, local Black Star and Black Star, and under 23. So I'm on my way to Tamale to do those scouting, and very soon we under 20 will be going to the camp. That will be around April, early April. We'll be going to camp, and possibly we'll be traveling to for some tour. We'll be going for some tour. So currently under 20 we have an assignment, and we are preparing ourselves towards it.
Now, talking about the 7 selected coaches that have been asked to scout for the various national teams, have you been given a number that each coach is supposed to get, or it doesn't really matter? You can bring as many as you can, depending on the talents that you discover.
Yeah, we met the president, and we also met the some of the executive committee members. What they told us was that they used me as an example. They said that I'm coming from a very far place. That's they think that for a long time no one has come from that side to coach in the national team. So the same thing, they want us to work on the talents. We've been asked to go far as where we can get a talent. Any talent that we can get, we should bring the talent over, so that we'll bring them together. It doesn't matter the number. If I'm able to get 40 players, another person get 40 players, all we need to do is to bring the list. Then we can sit down, program, and call them in badges. And after then, we can pick the best out of that. We want to get almost all the talents in the country, so that they can all come and at least have a feeling of how the national program is doing, so that we can pick the best out of them.
So you watched Paga yesterday and a couple of games in Tamale. Have you identified some talents already?
Yeah, I've actually gotten some few. Like we're looking at, we also sometimes considering the dates, the ages, the date of births on them. So for now, I've gotten some few names from Tamale and also in the Paga match. So we have to compile and send it to the technical team.
These names are not to be made public yet, or?
No, please.
All right. All right. Yeah. Okay, so we wish you the very best of luck, and we pray that you are able to scout more players from the north, especially the Upper East region.